championship. National championship number 18. 13 in all. Absolute perfection.
Jay Barker led the Crimson Tide to a national championship in 1992. Winner of the Johnny Unitas Golden Arm Award and a finalist in New York for the Heisman Trophy. Voted the SEC Player of the Year. Drafted by the Green Bay Packers, seeing time with the New England Patriots and the Carolina Panthers. The winningest quarterback in Alabama history with the record of 35-2-1. Member of the Alabama Sports Hall of Fame. Jay Barker brings that same championship quality and football expertise to his own radio network and show. Joining him is University of Alabama professor Lars Anderson, who is also a New York Times best-selling author and a 20-year veteran of Sports Illustrated. Live from the AVX studios in downtown Birmingham, The Jay Barker Show.
Didn't have as much time. We had a chance still with 2 minutes and like 30 seconds to go. We might possibly get a drive, and we didn't. But there was a lot of ifs, ands, and buts in the game. I thought we did get better in some areas. Some areas we got to find a way to make better plays. In certain things we do, and we got to coach them better. We got to put them in better position and go back to fundamentals. And like I say, there's, wish there's somewhere here to say there's a magical formula or a potion. It's about going back and being fundamentally sound in the things we do, our concepts, our schemes, and when having 11 individual battles and you winning your battle within the concept of the offense, the defense, and the special teams allows us to be successful and how we coach them and put them in those situations. So we'll get back to that, play hard. The guys, again, obviously, we're very disappointed and down, but understand that there's a lot of football left and a lot of work we can do and a lot of room that we can get better, and we have to do a better job coaching and playing. So,
would you mind taking us through the process of play calling, how involved Coach Dickey is? I know it's obviously a passion of yours. Got to be on your toes. Got to be.
No, we are. We all have suggestions, and we have our calls going into the game and where we're at, gaining information up top, what they're in, what they're doing, and how it's going. But at the end of the day, I call the plays.
And I guess my question is, how do you do that? And I'm not saying philosophy-wise. I mean, actually, how does the process work?
For me, you just call the play on the headset, they signal in.
That's it. Yeah. And how often do you interact with Coach Dickey?
Every play.
Every play. Okay.
And then other coaches on the staff and my drive's going, they'll be getting me down in distance field positions, and we know what we've talked about going in that drive, what we're trying to do, what we're trying to accomplish. Got to tackle in space better. We had some opportunity. We just didn't tackle in space, and we had a holding. We had a cover down, had a perfect scenario with about 14 minutes to go, and unfortunately got a holding call on a pass interference that cost us a big play. So, I mean, there's a lot of things we can do better. And obviously, listen, when you don't win a game, you go back and you reevaluate everything. You look at everything. You ask why you made that call, why you made this call, why you made that call. You do that each and every day of everything you do. When you win, still making sure why you do it. But when you lose, you're evaluating everything. And like I said, we just got to coach better and play better.
Jimbo, how do you coach against allowing the negativity, the losing to penetrate the locker room?
You block it out. Turn it off. Turn the social media off. Turn y'all off. I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean, you got to lock into that room and only in that room and the people, family, and understand that at the end of the day, listen, y'all are doing your job. Everybody has their opinions. Everybody's doing their job. Quit. When you write something good, don't listen. When you write something bad, don't listen. Move on. Eliminate the clutter. And that's you have to learn to do that. And in our society at this age and this young group, it's a very hard thing to do because they live, eat, and survive on it. They've got to learn to turn it off and understand that's part of growing up, that you're going to have to grow up and people are going to doubt you. They're going to love you. They're going to all based off what you do on a Saturday. And that's the world we're in. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. And that's what it's what fans should do. And it's what writers should do. But you have to eliminate and understand who's really with you and what has to happen and who's going to, how you got to listen. And when you have down times or bad moments, got to circle the wagons and trust the people right there with you. And they're in the trenches with you and play ball. At the end of the day, what you got to do. It takes maturity. And it's hard for guys, hard for young men.
All right, welcome in, and back in from yesterday, but now a new day, Tuesday. So we're sitting here talking amongst ourselves and hearing from Jimbo Fisher in his press conference, getting ready for the Crimson Tide to travel to Kyle Field this weekend, and what we thought was going to be the matchup of the year. Ole Miss kind of became that last week, but then Alabama won big 42-21. Now A&M's got 2 losses heading into this matchup coming up on Saturday. So welcome in. We got a great guest lineup, Lars in T-Town. He's down being professor today, so he'll be live from Tide 100.9, our flagship station. Matt Coulter in with us. We get an update from him from yesterday, Talladega all weekend, a wet Talladega that is. on Sunday and even on Monday. Bubba Watson comes away as the winner of that, and much more coming out throughout the show. So look forward to that. We're presented by Top Golf of Birmingham. Get out, see Mark Grenier and all the great folks at Top Golf. You'll absolutely love the experience, love the people, more importantly, the food, the fun, and with coworkers, family, friends. They got so much to do at Top Golf of Birmingham. Driven by Sunny King Ford on the sunny side of the street, Oxford, Anderson. Go see Tony Russell and all the great folks at Sunny King Ford. All right, let's go to Lars first down in T-Town, and then we'll get an update from Matt, too, as far as Talladega and his take on the weekend. But, Lars, hope you're doing well.
Yeah, doing good. And I really appreciated those remarks by Jimbo Fisher that we just played. And I think there's a lot of life lessons in there about blocking out the criticism. And you know, Jay, I told you just the other day, I got beat up pretty good in a review of one of my latest books, and you know, you just said, hey, I asked you for advice, and you basically said the same thing that Jimbo did. Hey, just ignore it. And oftentimes I don't even read reviews, but Matt, you know, we were just talking a few minutes ago. How have you dealt with criticism throughout your career?
Wow, what an interesting way to start it. You know, you're not bulletproof. You're going to read, you're going to hear it, and you're human, and you're going to be offended, and at times you're going to be mad. But you have to have self-control. Be mad within yourself. Don't lash out. It makes you look worse. And be a man about it, you know?
Yeah.
And we'll all be a woman about it. You know, just take it and ignore it as best you can. Jay,
the best
it amazed me that you were winning 34 games.
35. Not that. Who's counting though?
You know, I've only been a partner with this guy off and on, and only covered him when he was in high school. I can't even remember, but people would still criticize you. How did you handle it?
You know, I think as long as they're criticizing you or praising you, it's a good thing, right? Because at least they're paying attention to you.
Okay, good point.
Yeah. So I always felt like that was it. My dad told me when I went to off to college, he said two things. He said, number one, anytime you get a chance to be with the press, in front of the press, do an interview, do a TV interview, you do it, because you're going to get a chance to put your name, brand, and face out there in the public. And, you know, being from Alabama, that he knew how important that was and what that brand meant. And if you could do that, take advantage of it. Second was, don't read a thing, don't listen to anything, form your own opinion about yourself, go work hard, have, you know, the ability to understand that you've worked hard enough to have confidence in what you've done, and just go play and have fun. And they're going to be critics. You know, it's the guy that gets in the arena that actually writes the book, the guy that actually gets behind the mic, the guy that actually gets on the field and plays. Those are the ones that I respect the most. And so if it comes from those guys, my coaches, people that actually understand in whatever I'm doing in my occupation or my sport, then I probably will listen to them. But just the kind of chatter or the whatever else, I think that's still good. If you're out in the public and this is what you're kind of subjecting yourself to. So it's your fault in a sense, because you're writing the books, you're playing the sport, you're behind the mic. So, you know, let people be people and just don't worry about it. But the ones that actually love you are the ones that are going to be there with you all the time, you know, and for you all the time.
I want to know who the moron is that criticized Lars' book.
Oh, I know it.
Never mind. We're not going to give that person any more credence than necessary. But anyway,
you know,
what are you guys
I will
thinking about Alabama?
Hey, just one last thing on this. Jay mentioned the word arena, and as Jay and I have discussed, I was Walt Maddox's speechwriter, mayor of Tuscaloosa, who ran for governor, and we got thumped pretty good by Kay Ivey. I think it was 18 points. But after the election was over, and we were all pretty devastated, Walt sent me a text with a quote from I believe it was Roosevelt, and just said, "I want to be in the arena. I want to be brave with my life. And when we make the choice to dare greatly, we sign up to get our blank kicked. We can choose courage or we can choose comfort, but we can't have both, not at the same time." And so, I mean, that was what Walt was trying to say, is like, look, we gave it our shot. it takes bravery and it takes courage to put yourself out there publicly. And all three of us have done that in different forms and fashion.
All right, before we get into Alabama, let's talk Talladega. Tell us a little bit about how the race was this weekend. You had the delay and then the postponement till yesterday, but then Bubba Watson ends up winning it all. But give us, you were at the track all weekend.
Well, it was an historic Monday. I hated that it didn't go 188 laps. Everybody wanted it to go the distance. Bubba Wallace was able to get out front, and trust me, everybody had their laptop, and particularly the guys on the pit boxes had their laptop. And they're so detailed now, you can tell when the first drop's going to fall. So everybody knew that. Bubba's team knew it. Bubba went to the front and held everybody off for 5 laps while the rain was on its way.
Wow.
He had a good car. He had good strategy, and he won the race. Way to go, Bubba. And to win it at Talladega based on the history and all that, I'm not going to go in a deep dive there, but that made it even more special for him. But I just want to say this, as just to kind of wrap up the whole weekend. I was there from Friday afternoon until last night. Just to have it back for me personally and professionally, to go back over there and get an opportunity to do what I do, which is a cool job. And then to have fans in front of you everywhere you're going and all the interviews that you do and all the playbacks on the big screens. It was back to normal at Talladega. And to me, that's the biggest take I had for the whole weekend. That in some areas of our lives, we are getting closer to normal. And that was a beautiful thing. And then to have, believe it or not, all 3 winners this weekend, it was their first win ever in their Camping World Truck Series, Xfinity, and Cup Series. And to see their reaction, because it's their first time in victory lanes, was just, it was an awesome weekend.
What was the crowd like yesterday?
It was diluted, from what we had on Sunday. Sunday was a really, really good crowd, but a lot of people did come back. But, it rained once and then it rained again, and NASCAR did the right thing. They tried to give it as much time, but had they been able to get it back under, there's no guarantee that they would have had daylight. So NASCAR made a smart move, and so did Bubba Wallace by being on the point when the rain started. He had a good weatherman.
Yeah. Lars, any want to add anything to that from this weekend with NASCAR?
Yeah, the last long story that I wrote for Bleacher Report was on Bubba, and went out to Charlotte, spent time with him at his house, and we went golfing together. And Bubba's actually a really, really good golfer. That was a lot of fun, and he was just so honest, and he's been through a lot. He's had to deal with some ugliness. And he's handled everything with dignity and grace, and not let any of the people who have used the racial thing against him, and he took a strong stance on the rebel flag, and I think Bubba's influence helped NASCAR eliminate the rebel flag from races. And I admire him for being a trailblazer, second black driver to win a race, I think, since 1963. So it was a historic Monday afternoon at Talladega, and I think the best is yet to come. I mean, those who follow NASCAR closely, and Matt and I were talking about this earlier, know that the restrictor plate tracks of Talladega and Daytona, sort of, they don't, the skills that require to win there don't translate over to the other tracks that form the sort of guts of the season and the playoffs. So but Bubba's growing as a driver, and you can see that becoming more talented, more confident, and confidence is everything in NASCAR, just like it is in every sport. But yes, and a historic afternoon at Talladega.
All right, more to come. We got. We'll dive into Alabama. Get you guys' thoughts about kind of moving ahead. Jimbo's comments and the presser that we played earlier, and also just kind of where their season sits right now. How big of a game is this for Jimbo Fisher, Texas A&M, as much as it is the Crimson Tide to stay undefeated? Hey, do you struggle with finding new ideas for branding and marketing your business? Is your organization maybe trying to find those unique and really just items that people love to receive and use? In today's competitive business environment, your brand needs to stand out to get noticed. That's key. Fully Promoted offers extensive branding marketing solutions to get your name in front of your potential customers. They have local experts that specialize in putting your logo on apparel, team gear, caps, promotional products, trade show items, and printed materials. They provide access to samples that you can actually touch and feel, and also personalized service to assist you with product selection and decoration methods, really taking your brand to the next level. So call Fully Promoted today at 205-406-6430. Mention that you heard this ad on the Jay Barker Show for that special offer. Again, that's 205-406-6430. 406-6430 is the number. Are you fully promoted? All right, we'll continue hour number one. More to come as we broadcast live from AVX. Stay with us.
You're listening to the Jay Barker Show, live from the AVX studios in downtown Birmingham.
Cheerios Oat Crunch Almond. I get everyone's morning started with a smile. It has a delicious and hearty combination of the Cheerios you love, whole grain oats, and sliced almonds for an extra crunchy crunch. That's how I set the rhythm for a great day. Look for Cheerios Oat Crunch Almond in your local grocery store.
This is a metaphor for your business's journey. Sometimes it feels like you're going 100 miles an hour, barely keeping up. But to cruise through challenges, you need someone who's right there with you. That's what Dell Technologies advisors do. They have the tech advice you need to get past whatever's in front of you and get to where you want to go.
Call an advisor today at 877-ASK-DELL and do more with modern devices and Windows 10 Pro.
At Shell, we know from the time you get up to the time you wrap up,
Good night.
There's a lot of meetups, eat-ups, and hurry-ups. So come to Shell and get 3 things done at once. Fill up with Shell V-Power Nitro Plus to help keep your engine running like new. Save up with the Fuel Rewards program and never pay full price for gas again. And snack up with in-store rewards to save even more at the pump. Make the most of the stop you need to make with Shell and engines that continuously use Shell V-Power Nitro Plus premium gasoline. See full terms and conditions at fuelrewards.com.
Hey, Bama fans, before you head to the stadium to watch the Tide roll, stop by JD's Market and Spirits for all your tailgating needs for Bama football games. Located only 3 blocks from the stadium, JD's offers over 500 liquor items, 400 wine items, and a huge selection of craft, domestic, and imported beers. JD's also has hot dogs, snacks, ice, and game day supplies. Everything you need for tailgating. JD's Market and Spirits, 400 yards from Bryant-Denny Stadium on the west side. Call 722-2113.
Hey there, Bob Baumhauer here. Baumhauer's Victory Grill is your big game headquarters all fall long. And with our new fall features, every day is game day at Baumhauer's Victory Grill. Try our pregame starters, including our homemade onion strings, always fresh hot lips, and our all-new Buffalo Dip and Chicken appetizer. Our main events include incredible chicken, fish, and shrimp selections, always featuring local Alabama Gulf seafood. And don't forget our Sunday Blitz, 11 to 6. Baumhauer's Victory Grill. Legendary fun, legendary food.
If you're a homeowner or business owner and need glass installation, sales, or repair, call 345-3511 and talk to the glass pros at Alabama Central Glass. They specialize in beveled mirrors, window glass, furniture tops, insulated glass replacement, storefronts, shower doors, tub enclosures, and acrylic. Alabama Central Glass also has vinyl windows, and they offer residential window repair. Call 345-3511 or visit the Alabama Central Glass showroom at 3878 Greensboro Avenue, Tuscaloosa.
Weather brought to you by Tidwell Chiropractic, the only third-generation chiropractor in Tuscaloosa with over 24 years experience. Call Tidwell Chiropractic at 752-7503.
Join Randy Smalley and me, Captain Ray, for the Randy and Ray football forecast, where we pick the games against the spread. It's this Friday night at 11 following the high school scoreboard show on Tide 100.9. Brought to you by Randy Smalley Floor and Tile.
Creamy nut butter makes it delightfully sweet. Roasted nuts make it perfectly salty. Get 2 great tastes in one delicious bar. Enjoy a Nature Valley sweet and salty nut bar today.
Tide 100.9 Tuscaloosa weather.
Mostly cloudy with occasional showers and thunderstorms this afternoon and tonight. The high today 75, tonight's low 66. Tomorrow, cloudy with periods of rain, possibly a few thunderstorms, the high 77. Thursday, showers fewer in number with a high at 79. I'm James Spain on the ABC 3340 Weather Center on Tide 100.9. It's 74 degrees in Tuscaloosa.
say hello to the man himself. We now welcome in Bubba Wallace, the winner of the Yellowwood 500, the first win of his career. Bubba, first of all, congratulations on the win. Tell us what that moment was like for you when NASCAR made the decision to call the race and declare you the winner.
Yeah, I think the emotions were running high, a lot of intensity there, just because I knew for sure there was still, I think, 71 laps to go. So I thought for sure we would kind of get back going, but the little kid in me was like, call it. Let's get our first win. Take it how we can get it. I mean, this sport is so tough. So just proud of everybody on this 2311 team, starting really late in November last year, having our partners on board, McDonald's, Root, Toyota, DoorDash, Dr. Pepper, Columbia. I mean, everybody to come together and to be a part of this is super special for me.
You know as well as I do, Bubba, a win is a win. But what does it mean to capture your first Cup victory at Talladega? Because winning at Talladega, I mean, that is a special win.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we've definitely shown some speed in our plate stuff this year, qualifying fourth, I believe, for the 500 this year, having a ton of speed in our Toyota Camrys. So super proud of the effort back at the shop. But this weekend, man, it felt different. It felt like something like I knew for sure we were going to win. And it was the same feeling that I had back in 2013 when I won my first truck race. So I need to start bringing that feeling back more and more. But, man, just a special day. Just with everything that's going on here in Talladega, the history of this place, and everything that's gone on in my camp for the last 15, 16 months, it's kind of fitting that my first win comes here.
Again, some of the comments there from Bubba Watson as he won Talladega 2021 and Yellowwood. Yellowwood, is that right?
Jimmy Rain was
Jimmy
there.
Rain.
Jimmy
Sure
Rain.
yeah.
Stood there and I talked to him because I introduced him when he was.
Did he ride on the horse?
No, he
didn't.
didn't. He had this really bizarre, very colorful. I liked it. But he had like a beach shirt, a Tommy Bahama or whatever.
Yeah.
Yellow. It was very, very cool. And thanks, he's sponsoring a big race.
Yeah,
he jumped in with both feet there. Of course, that's typical of Jimmy Rain.
I think he's the wealthiest private company.
$750 million,
yeah,
something like that. Yeah.
Crazy.
He's done very, very well.
A good guy.
One other note, that was a good interview, but he had a couple of others when I was in Victory Lane, which we had to move indoors because it was still raining. But he really got emotional. And it was cool to see Bubba Wallace. And there was a lot of hugging going on because that team has really, in a short amount of time, put together a pretty decent run. And it all paid off yesterday at Talladega. So congrats to Bubba Wallace. And he was very, very thankful to all his sponsors and teams. And Michael Jordan was not there. I did see Bubba on the phone right after he got out of his car.
Probably talking to Michael.
We called it.
His wife. Is he married? Oh, no, he's married.
I don't know. The only bad thing, he's a Tennessee fan.
Oh, yeah.
Did you know that about Bubba?
I didn't know that about Bubba. I had no idea. Hey, Lars, real quick, let's switch gears for a second. Then I want to get into Alabama. We got some comments from Lane Kiffin talking about get your popcorn ready. He said it right before he threw his headsets at the cameraman, getting ready for the ball game. But you got a new book out. You've been talking about a little bit about it on air, and it's about Dabo Sweeney, kind of his life, his story. And I've seen some of the pictures that you got in the book, and pretty amazing, going back all the way to when Dabo and Kathleen were dating, and like junior high type pictures, high school type pictures, all the way through college, and now as a head coach as well, and through some of his assistant coaching. But is today the publishing date, or is today the release date? Tell everybody kind of where that's at.
Yeah, today's pub day, and it's always exciting, for an author to have the book out and be available everywhere on Amazon. It's going to be at Barnes and Noble. Every bookstore across the country is going to be carrying this, and it's exciting. Been doing a lot of interviews. I was on with Mike Dubberly at Fox 6 yesterday at 7:30. I didn't do the Jimmy Neutron hair thing that Antonio Langham asked me to do. But AL.com did a really nice long review of the book today. And I've been talking to different outlets across the country, doing interviews for the book and how the book was done. And I'm very forthright saying that Dabo chose not to participate. And I've had main characters before in the past choose not to participate in books. And And what you do, you just try to interview everybody who orbits in their universe, and just talk to as many people as possible. I certainly hold no ill will toward Dabo for not participating. He may want to write a book himself down the road. Maybe he didn't feel like now is the right time to to share his sort of innermost thoughts on his career. But it's a story of inspiration. We've talked about it a lot, Jay, and just overcoming so much in his childhood of Pelham, sleeping in the car, being homeless for a little while with his mom, Carol, sleeping in the car in the woods, going to Alabama, sitting in, not recruited, going as a student, sitting in the stands, second game, he's watching, sees a couple receivers drop balls, and he's like, I think I can do this. He turns to Kathleen, and that's what he said. And so he tries out, beats the odds, becomes, I think, 2 of 60 to make tryouts. And then his mom can't afford to keep living in Birmingham, so she moves down to Tuscaloosa and literally lives in Dabo's apartment with Dabo and his roommate. She sleeps in bed with him in his bed, and Dabo fashions a broomstick, takes the handle of a broomstick and wedges that into his closet so his mom can hang her clothes there. And it's just a remarkable story of perseverance. I think it's an inspirational story. And Jay, I know you're very close with Dabo, and it's I think there'll be things in this book that even will that perhaps you wouldn't even know, his friends wouldn't know. And Matt, you were such a huge help. Matt, you've known the Sweeneys for a long, long time, and Matt actually helped fact check the book. He did fact check the book, so both of you played a prominent role in helping me put this together. And I've said this so many times to different students and in different forums that it may be my name on the book, but it takes so many people to put a book together. And this is number 11. And believe it or not, next week I have another book coming out. That's A Season on the Sun. I never thought in a million years I'd have 2 books coming out within a week of each other. But so there's going to be a lot of promotion. I'm actually heading down to Page and Palette here in southern Alabama on Thursday for a signing, and doing a couple signings in Birmingham and around the South. But yeah, thank you guys for both of your help, Jay.
Page and Palette, that's in Fairhope, is that right?
Yeah, that's in Fairhope. Yeah, it's a very cool bookstore.
What a great name.
Yeah, it's the only bookstore I've been in where you can order a cocktail. So it's pretty cool.
Do you need somebody to help you?
Hey,
congratulations on the book.
My publisher is paying my freight everywhere, and I do have a nice per diem, so yeah, we could have some fun.
Okay. Why are you carrying freight? I don't understand.
Paying my way. Sorry.
Paying your way. I got you. All right, Lars, congratulations on that. And then A Season in the Sun is about Tampa, right?
Yeah, that's a book about Bruce Arians, Tom Brady, and Tampa's run to the Super Bowl. And it really gives a behind the scenes look of how Tampa landed Brady in free agency. And oddly enough, The Guardian, huge newspaper in London, England, is doing a massive excerpt, I think tomorrow. And it just shows you the interest in Tom Brady, all things Tom Brady. On the other side of the pond, you have a big excerpt that's going to be running in The Guardian. So excited about that too.
Yeah, you've picked some great topics as you're looking and go to the shot to me, Josh, if you don't mind. And Chasing the Bear, The Storm of the Tide, Quarterback Whisper. I mean, they're all sitting right in front of me. And if you can go to that shot, you see some of the Quarterback Whisper, Storm of the Tide, Chasing the Bear, all New York Times bestsellers. The one by Bear Bryant, what is that? Leadership. That's actually Pat Summitt's book. And that's the Cardillo weight belt that they actually did for the show not too long ago. So good stuff. Yeah, I think isn't that by...
Should I be a hand model here?
Is that Pat Summitt?
It's Pat Williams.
No,
Pat
Williams.
Pat
Williams. I'm sorry. Yeah, from the Orlando Magic. Yeah, try to get that back.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, no, Pat does a radio show now down in Orlando, and I'm going to be on his show talking about both books here in a couple days.
He's a fascinating man.
He is.
We used to have him on our show. You remember that?
Yeah.
And he talk about Barkley and his days. It's great stuff.
Big time reader, and everything he reads, newspapers, magazines, books, he rips out the page if he wants to and puts it in his pocket, takes it back, secretary gives it to her. She puts it in the system and keeps kind of, all these different quotes and different stories and stuff that he can go back on and look to, especially. He's an unbelievable speaker when it comes to speaking engagements as well. Great motivator. All right, we're going to hold the Kiffin. Hey, congratulations, Lars, on the publishing date today. And I know it's going to be a great book, and it's about a great person.
Thank you.
Dabo Swinney. And we were happy to be able to help in any way possible. I know I didn't do much, but Matt probably did a ton more than I did.
You'd be surprised at how many errors. He found a lot of errors in the book, man.
Yeah.
And Matt,
the only
Matt,
thing I ever said, I always said, just be accurate, get it right, and only portray Dabo and Kathleen in a.
What was the?
Overwhelmed at
Matt,
what you have to do to fact check.
Matt, what did we find? Did we?
Yeah.
I forget. What did we finally settle on? Where Dabo's house was when he was growing up? Was it a circle or a lane?
We went back and forth between circle or lane, and I drove out there, asked the people that lived there. They didn't know. Asked the people across the street. They didn't know, but it was right at the edge of a circle and a lane, and we didn't know which one. And man, and it's the first fact check in the entire book, so you didn't want to get that wrong.
Right. So what'd you go with?
I think we
Lars,
just kept it
just
general.
Go with the name of the street.
Just went with the name of the street.
No circle, no nothing.
Yeah. That's smart. That's smart.
I wanted to do my buddy proud.
Good stuff.
He worked his tail off.
All right, we'll continue. We'll do the Lane Kiffin coming up on the other side as far as get your popcorn ready, and also some more comments and thoughts about the game from this past weekend. Looking ahead to A&M at Kyle Field. I want to remind you about Rock and Roll Sushi, one of the great restaurants out there that's really become a big hit in the restaurant business. Just a little over a decade ago, they started in Mobile, Alabama, in a very modest 1,000 square foot space, and today they've grown to almost 50 locations, and they just opened up a brand new one. I think it's on 5th Avenue South and also Richard Arrington Boulevard, right in that area. And it is unbelievable what they've done, what they've accomplished. It's an amplified dining experience because you get the rolls you love, you get the music you love, rock and roll music, as well as do it with the people that you love. That's your family and friends. So check out Rock and Roll Sushi, lunch or dinner, the biggest hit in the restaurant business. All right, we'll be back. More on Alabama. Lane Kiffin's comments coming up next. Stay with us.
You're listening to The Jay Barker Show, live from the AVX studios in downtown Birmingham.
1 in 7 men will face prostate cancer. Nearly 500 new cases are diagnosed every day in the U.S. Traditional treatments can cause erectile dysfunction and urinary incontinence. But now there's a new option, high-intensity focused ultrasound, or HIFU.
Men who are really looking for an option that really preserves their urinary and sexual function are great candidates for HIFU treatment.
Preserve your quality of life. Call 866-4-VITURO or visit VituroHealth.com.
Hi, it's Jay Barker for AVX, Audio Video Excellence. They are the premier provider for custom audio-visual design and installation in the Southeast. AVX seeks excellence in everything it does, including a superior employee experience. AVX offers employees an industry-leading salary, insurance benefits, and 401k options. AVX technicians also receive the highest level of certification and continue training, making it one of the most awarded and decorated companies in the industry. Career opportunities are available now for technicians in Birmingham and Santa Rosa Beach, Florida. Join the AVX team by contacting them at avxinc.com.
Hi, this is Wes McClooney, owner of the New Balance Birmingham store. If you're average and you're looking for a new pair of running or walking shoes, I suggest you go to an average shoe store, where they'll sell you a pair of average shoes built for the average person with average size feet. But here's the thing, you're not average. No one is. We all exercise differently. We run differently. We walk differently. And our feet come in all sorts of widths and lengths. That's why at the New Balance Birmingham store, we employ fit specialists who will conduct an in-depth analysis of your foot size and shape along with your gait, and then determine the best New Balance shoes custom fit to you. Because New Balance isn't your average shoe, and you're not average either. Experience the difference an unaveraged custom fit makes today at the New Balance Birmingham store on Highway 280 next to Chick-fil-A. New Balance Birmingham, your feet will thank you.
Hi, it's Jay Barker. I want to tell you about my good friends Craig and Keith at Birmingham Broker. Go online at bhambroker.com. That's bhambroker.com or 205-716-1269. Got 7 kids, man, and we had to sell a lot of cars. And these guys are looking for a lot of inventory. They helped us with all the hassle. No stress for us. They did the process as far as the sales and everything. Handled it all the way through. White glove type service. You'll love it. Again, it's bhambroker.com. Sell your car through bhambroker.com or 205-716-1269. Hi, it's Jay Barker for Siebel's in downtown Homewood, and now's the time to get your special place ready. Come in and let Siebel's design your porch with Kingsley Bait outdoor furniture and one of their custom swinging beds. For the great room, you're going to need their Carson swivel recliner. Siebel's is the #1 Carson recliner dealer in the country, and Sarah and I, we've got one, and we absolutely love it. Be sure also to check out their famous custom-made beds and bunk beds, built by Siebel's and made up with some of their best linens in town. Their staff can truly put your bed together like no other store. You can also follow Siebel's and shop on Instagram and Facebook. And be sure to call or go by their special store in downtown Homewood. The number is 800-448-1962. That's 800-448-1962. And just for listening, go to SiebelsCottage.com and order anything you want and type in J Barker for a special discount code. That's J Barker for a special discount code available only to our listeners for a limited time on the J Barker Show. Siebel's in downtown Homewood or online at SiebelsCottage.com.
It's Antonio Langham here to tell you about the easiest way to buy your tickets to your next high school game. Have you ever had to wait in line to buy a high school ticket or stop to get cash on the way to the game? There has to be a better way. There is. It's called GoFan. Check out GoFan.co the next time you need a ticket for a high school game. GoFan is easy, fast, and completely secure. You can buy tickets directly from your phone and just show the ticket at the gate. Download the GoFan app or visit GoFan.co now. That's GoFan. Letter C, letter O.
Got a lot of play during the game, after the game. Your CBS interview, was that just off the cuff? You had to say something, or where did that popcorn line come from there?
That's a good question. So, as you guys know, I tell it like it is, good and bad. That was not premeditated. Sometimes you get caught up in emotions, and I just heard something when I was yelling in the locker room and someone saying that, and I didn't even know why it came out. And I actually said to Levy, I got in the headset, I just said something really stupid. You better score a lot of points. So, and I didn't realize it was the last question either. They were calling for kickoff return. I think there was 30 seconds on the clock and the refs were calling for. So I literally didn't know there was another question. And when I found out afterwards, that looked rude, which it did, I contacted Jamie to make sure she knew that was not on purpose. So to apologize for that. That was not done on purpose at all. Looked like it though. I saw it.
Coach, how do you balance?
And then I said at halftime to Levy, I go, it looks like we didn't plug the microwave in, buddy.
All right, welcome back in. And again, Lane may say some crazy things, but God love the guy. I mean, he will come back and just like then apologize and look, maybe it wasn't the right thing to say. And it gets so detailed. And from the very beginning of hearing it in the locker room at halftime, telling his assistant Levy, saying, look, it looks like we didn't plug in the microwave. I mean,
Great.
That's hilarious, number one, that he would even say that at halftime to his office coordinator. But, it's one of those things where Lane does at times, and he's gotten better at this, I say at times, many times, talk without thinking or really thinking through kind of what this may look like or sound like heading into a matchup or game like this. And I like the fact that, which I don't think she took it as him throwing it down like at her. It's almost like he was just kind of throwing it down. It's like, we're ready to go, type deal. But he did call her and apologize, or afterwards apologized and said that if that was didn't try to be rude, and even though it looked rude at the time, but he was just fired up for the game, and can't help. I mean, that's an unbelievable atmosphere to come into, and if you're an assistant trying to be the first to beat Coach Saban, who's now 24-0 against his assistants, and the point differential is unbelievable when you look at that as well. But Matt, I'll start with you. Just kind of your thoughts about Lane Kiffin and the popcorn comment.
If you look at that video and you don't know Lane Kiffin, you think, good grief, what a you-know-what. Mm-hmm. But we know him. And even that being considered, I looked at it just before we got on the air again. I went, it was bad. Mm-hmm. And he kind of almost looked back at the camera like he was mean-mugging the world. But we all know that's not what he went. Yeah. But what I really, really like about Lane Kiffin is that he owned it. He explained it. He apologized. He called Jamie. We make mistakes, but it seems to me, Jay and Lars, follow up on this with me. Our society today doesn't like to apologize, even though they're wrong. Nobody wants to take responsibility. Nobody wants to own it. If you make a mistake, tell everybody you did, apologize to those that you need to, and move along. Otherwise, it's going to hang over your head for a long time.
Oh, sorry, get me mic'd up. Okay, just the other day, I thought I was being attacked on Twitter by I was just tweeted something out about Nebraska football, and somebody tweeted at me something to the effect of all we need is another guy in Alabama talking about, or all we need is another Alabama guy in Nebraska football. Well, it turns out he was actually referring to the backup quarterback who is from Alabama. His name's I think Smithers or Smothers. I can't remember. But and you know what? I he was like, dude, why are you attacking me? And I didn't realize that I had misinterpreted. And I said to him, I'm going to do something that's very rare on social media. I apologize to you. I got this wrong. It's my bad. And so I always believe you need to own it if you make a mistake. And Logan Smothers. Yeah. And he's going to be the quarterback of the future at Nebraska. It'd be interesting to see an Alabama kid. He's from the Muscle Shoals area. And to see an Alabama kid leading Nebraska. But yeah, you just always have to own it. And then it goes away. If you own it, it goes away, Jay. And I mean, I'm sure you've had experiences in the past where you've made some mistakes and you've just had to kind of say, hey, I made a mistake.
I probably don't have a calculator big enough to even count those.
You haven't made that.
How many mistakes that are made in life and with people. It's part of being human. And I think that is the redeeming factor is when you're able to, whether it's you apologize or somebody's asking you for forgiveness or apologizing to you, that to come back together and and heal those particular things. But with this, I mean, it's just kind of expected with Lane, that he's going to say something and then he's going to apologize for it after it's done. But I love the fact that he did, and I love the fact that he kind of went head on with it, as you said, Matt, and just went into so much detail about the entire situation. So good stuff there. Lars, Matt, actually, your take on Alabama this week. We haven't heard your take this week. 42-21, big win, and looking ahead now to that trip to Calfield.
Well, I'm probably not the best person to break it down because I was traveling through and doing the races. We had 2 races on Saturday, so it's really hard to watch a football game during the day. Now at night, you pull up the chairs around the big screens and you watch. Unless you're just an old man and too tired like I was, and I went to sleep halftime of the Auburn game. But I was walking through, and I looked up at the screen. It said 35-0. I said, "Whoever's operating the graphics for this game doesn't have it right." And then somebody just said, "Matt, they're clocking Ole Miss."
Yeah.
So I didn't expect it to be that way. I expected it to be more like last year. Mm-hmm. It wasn't. Alabama had a great game plan. And I think the one thing that I will take away from it, having watched some of it, is that instead of trying to get a bunch of trickery and give Corral a bunch of different looks, they played pretty much base defense, 2 deep safeties. And it worked.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The only thing concerns me about Alabama now is they just really it doesn't seem like they want to finish. A lot of games, they just kind of tailed off at the end. You know what?
Yeah.
Do you agree?
Yeah. I mean, or giving up points, late points,
Yeah.
that type of stuff. And whether it's the second team guys coming in and playing or what. I mean, you still got to finish strong. And I know Coach Saban will continue to really pound that into the team as far as just knowing that you got to have that down the road. And it's about not even so much about that game as it is about the next one and the next one. Staying consistent, doing the things they need to do to be able to compete for championships like they have each and every year. Hey, if you got a small or medium-sized business out there and you're a business owner, were you aware, maybe you are aware, that there are additional government stimulus dollars available to you outside of the PPP loan? If you had employees, retain them during the COVID-19 pandemic, there's up to $33,000 cash refund or per employee that is available to you no matter if you had a financial loss or gain. That's amazing. For over 23 years, the tax attorneys, CPAs at eTax Breaks, they've been identifying tax credits and refunds available to business through more than 3,000 federal and state programs. These are not loans. They do not have to be paid back. The eTax Breaks team, they've recovered over $2 billion for their clients to date, and they can also serve you nationwide as well. The best part is there's no fee to find out if you qualify. They only work off what's called success fees. So there's no financial risk to you ever. You pay nothing unless they find the credits or refunds for your business. And about 90% of small businesses out there qualify. So you ought to look and see if you're eligible as well. Pick up the phone, take a few minutes, reach out to these guys, see if your business qualifies. You can go to etaxbreaks.com to find out more information. That's etaxbreaks.com, or simply give them a call at 855-659-1231. That's 855-659-1231 for etaxbreaks.com. All right, hour number one, we'll wrap it up. Coming up on the other side, live from AVX, Matt Coulter, Lars Anderson. I'm Jay Barker. You're listening to The Jay Barker Show.
You're listening to The Jay Barker Show, live from the AVX studios in downtown Birmingham.
Ask big. Have you seen our artisan-created diamonds? If you've been in a room with one, you can't miss it.
Tom Osmond from Fincher and Osmond.
It's a diamond like I've never seen.
And he's seen a lot of diamonds.
Ask big.
At Fincher and Osmond, you can put artisan-created diamonds side by side with mined diamonds. When you see it.
More importantly, when she sees it.
FincherandOsmond.com.
McFarland Boulevard between Edgar's and Local Roots.
Don't miss a play at the Sportsbook at Pearl River Resort. Your front row seat to all the action. Place bets on all professional and most college sports at the counter, kiosk, or on your phone. Then catch the game on one of our 20 big screens from the comfort of the newly remodeled Timeout Lounge. Plus, the PRR Sports app gives you access to live, in-play sports betting. Sportsbook at Pearl River Resort. Be more than a fan. Be a player. Must be 21.
Has the pandemic affected your business? Even with more and more customers going online in the past 5 years, online business has grown greatly due to the pandemic. Now more than ever, it's important to have a strong online presence so that customers can find your business and products easily. That's where Townsquare comes in to help. Go to mylocalcustomers.com for a free competitive analysis to see how your business stands up to the competition. And if you're one of the first to sign up, you'll get $500 in free advertising on this radio station. That's mylocalcustomers.com. Townsquare not only can help you find more local customers online, they'll also help you grow your business to a new level. With premium website services that get you new leads every day and no contracts to sign, there's no better time to join. Not only that, Townsquare also has a dedicated marketing specialist who will be with you every step of the way, making changes that will benefit you and especially your business. It's fast, easy, and you can cancel your subscription at any time. So hurry to mylocalcustomers.com and get your $500 in free advertising today.
This is a metaphor for your business's journey. Sometimes it feels like the course keeps changing right before your eyes. Whoa! And in order to maneuver it, you need an expert by your side. That's what Dell Technologies advisors do. They have the tech solutions you need to help you get out in front and stay ahead of the game. Woo! Call an advisor today at 877-ASK-DELL and do more with modern devices in Windows 10 Pro.
Can I get weight reading on the cat in exam 3?
Zuri needs a new vet tech after their current one literally moved to a farm. But finding an ideal replacement takes some training.
This is like herding cats.
Indeed can help them hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed, you do. Schedule virtual interviews and talk to candidates right from your employer dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Everything is better at Benton Nissan. At Benton Nissan of Bessemer and Benton Nissan of Hoover, you get an even bigger selection. We have more than 400 used cars on the ground. Don't pay above sticker for new cars when we have like-new used cars waiting for you. Drive a little, save a lot at Benton Nissan of Bessemer, 5487 Academy Way, and Benton Nissan of Hoover, 1640 Montgomery Highway. Benton Nissan, your friend in the car business. For qualified customers, see dealer for details. Everything is better at Benton Nissan. Weather brought to you by Tidwell Chiropractic, the only third-generation chiropractor in Tuscaloosa with over 24 years experience. Call Tidwell Chiropractic at 752-7503.
Tide 100.9 Tuscaloosa weather. Mostly cloudy with occasional showers and thunderstorms this afternoon and tonight. The high today 75, tonight's low 66. Tomorrow, cloudy with periods of rain, possibly a few thunderstorms, the high 77. Thursday, showers fewer in number with a high at 79. I'm James Spain on the ABC 3340 Weather Center on Tide 100.9. It's 74 degrees in Tuscaloosa.
Well, I guess it says something about good preparation. And the players have good intensity to start the game. I think, what we keep talking about is how can we sustain that? How can we, keep that energy level up for 60 minutes in the game? Hopefully, we learn a lesson about it's not just how you start, but it's how you finish relative to, especially when you're playing on the road, which is what I hope we learned at Florida. We got off to a good start and then, started to, be pretty average in terms of how we executed and what we did. And the consequence was that as the other team gets the momentum of the game and comes back on you. So we have to be able to continue to get over the hump and keep playing in every game.
All right, we're going to break it down more for you coming up on the other side. Also, coming up at 1:30, Andrew Bone and from BamaInsider.com, and he's going to be talking recruiting, and we'll get his thoughts about a big weekend this past weekend for the Crimson Tide and the Ole Miss game, and also as they travel to Kyle Field to play Texas A&M coming up this weekend. So I will save that a little bit for next hour. We only got a couple minutes, but I got to ask you guys about this, and I sent a text to Lars and to Josh on, I think it was Sunday night, and said, Rutro, we got an issue here with Urban Meyer. The video of him with he was at his actual restaurant, and he was, I guess girls were dancing, all that type of stuff, and he had stayed in Ohio in order to see family and friends, and then now he's come out and apologized for it, and we've heard some of the comments from the owner of the Jaguars saying that he must regain the Jags' trust and respect, Matt.
I haven't seen it, so I'm going to defer to Lars. I've heard about it. I want to see it before I comment, but evidently he kind of made a out of himself. Lars, is that what happened?
It's not good. It is really not good. So yeah, it was.
Look at it right now.
It was at Urban Meyer's Pint House on Friday night. Wife wasn't there. And then he started dancing. There's a 9-second video showing him dancing at a bar with a young woman with a Ohio State pullover, and she's dancing close to his lap. And that was posted to social media on Saturday night. And then there's another video where he's dancing with the same woman, and it's certainly very suggestive that things escalated from there. And it looks really bad. I mean, this is he didn't go back with the team, and that's fine, I guess. He can stay. He can do whatever. He can do whatever he wants, but it doesn't look good. And the owner of the team just came out and said, "Urban's got to win." He gave him a public reprimand and basically said he's got to win back over the team.
All right, more to come, and I just showed this while you went.
I just saw it. I just saw it, Lars.
Yeah.
You suggestive as being kind. That was contact.
Hour number 2 coming up next. Stay with us live from AVX. We'll be back.
Hi, this is Wes McClooney, owner of the New Balance Birmingham store. Achieving your personal best often comes down to how you feel. And when it comes to the right shoes, nothing feels better than New Balance. The fit specialists at the New Balance Birmingham store conduct an in-depth analysis of your foot size, shape, and gait, determining the best New Balance shoes for you. Experience the difference of custom fit today at the New Balance Birmingham store on Highway 280 next to Chick-fil-A. New Balance Birmingham, your feet will thank you.
1 in 7 men will face prostate cancer. Nearly 500 new cases are diagnosed every day in the U.S. Traditional treatments can cause erectile dysfunction and urinary incontinence. But now there's a new option, high-intensity focused ultrasound, or HIFU.
Men who are really looking for an option that really preserves their urinary and sexual function are great candidates for HIFU treatment.
Preserve your quality of life. Call 866-4-VITURO or visit VituroHealth.com.
I'm excited to tell you about our newest sponsor here on the Jay Barker Radio Network. They pioneered the Chicken Finger Box and the Chicken Finger Restaurant. That's Guthrie's. Guthrie's recipes and processes are often imitated, but never duplicated. Look, their sauce is probably the most copied sauce of all sauces all time. And I've known this family since my days down in Tuscaloosa, and they came over, and man, I tell you, it's nostalgic even today to see my kids going to that same Guthrie's. And great family, do so much for the community, but more importantly, provide the best when it comes to chicken fingers. Get out to Guthrie's today. I want to tell you about my good friends at Southern Assurance Group. Hi, it's Jay Barker, and look, Ken Needham has done a terrific job. Local company, 205-980-1505 is their number. That's 980-1505. Again, local, you can speak with the same team every time you give them a call. Full line of products from auto, home, boat, life. You'll trust them. They have a great deal as far as the relationships they build with their customers, and 20 years with the same company and industry. Custom approach for your insurance needs. Give them a call, 980-1505. That is Southern Assurance Group. Hi, it's Jay Barker. I want to tell you about my good friends Craig and Keith at Birmingham Broker. Go online at bhambroker.com. That's bhambroker.com or 205-716-1269. Got 7 kids, man, and we had to sell a lot of cars. And these guys are looking for a lot of inventory. They helped us with all the hassle. No stress for us. They did the process as far as the sales and everything. Handled it all the way through. White glove type service. You'll love it. Again, it's bhambroker.com. Sell your car through bhambroker.com or 205-716-1269. Whether it's for lunch or dinner, head out to the Cajun Steamer. It's a New Orleans style joint that serves authentic Cajun and Creole food, cold beer, and great drinks. They are known for their wide array of Cajun classics and original creations prepared in an authentic fashion. This Louisiana kitchen can have you slapping the table for more. Stop by the Cajun Steamer and sign up for your Alabama, LSU, or Auburn fan card. Eat with the Cajun Steamer while your team is on TV and use your fan card to receive a 15% discount on your entire meal. With locations in Hoover, Trustful, Huntsville, and Franklin, Tennessee, they've got you covered. Head out today to the Cajun Steamer.
It's Antonio Langham here to tell you about the easiest way to buy your tickets to your next high school game. Have you ever had to wait in line to buy a high school ticket or stop to get cash on the way to the game? There has to be a better way. There is. It's called GoFan. Check out gofan.co the next time you need a ticket for a high school game. GoFan is easy, fast, and completely secure. You can buy tickets directly from your phone and just show the ticket at the gate. Download the GoFan app or visit gofan.co now. That's gofan.co.
Birmingham's best Mexican restaurant for over 20 years and counting. That's La Paz Restaurant in Crestline Village and Mount Laurel. They've got a great staff. Its delicious menu, award-winning cheese dip, and margaritas and vibrant atmosphere have helped to make La Paz a local favorite. Blue corn nachos, Texas barbecue quesadillas, steak and blue quesadillas, Baja fish tacos, signature fajitas, and much, much more. So head over to La Paz today. If you want a great lunch or a great dinner, you'll find all that at La Paz, Crestline, and Mount Laurel for lunch or dinner.
WTUG HD2 Northport and W265CG Tuscaloosa. Tide 100.9 and streaming on the Tide 100.9 app.
Touchdown. That championship trophy is headed back to Tuscaloosa. Now 15 dominating with this defense. Richardson breaks free on the sideline. End zone. How about that? You saw the Gatorade shower this time. I love it. Cooper's wide open. Tide rolling again. Alabama again, the champions of college football. Eludes the kicker and will not be caught. Touchdown, great. Alabama back on top. Fire to the end zone. Touchdown! Alabama wins. The Crimson Tide will not be denied. Devontae Smith cannot be stopped. Saban with his 7th national championship. National championship number 18. 13 in all. Absolute perfection.
Jay Barker led the Crimson Tide to a national championship in 1992. Winner of the Johnny Unitas Golden Arm Award and a finalist in New York for the Heisman Trophy. Voted the SEC Player of the Year. Drafted by the Green Bay Packers, seeing time with the New England Patriots and the Carolina Panthers. The winningest quarterback in Alabama history with the record of 35-2-1. Member of the Alabama Sports Hall of Fame. Jay Barker brings that same championship quality and football expertise to his own radio network and show. Joining him is University of Alabama professor Lars Anderson, who is also a New York Times best-selling author and a 20-year veteran of Sports Illustrated. Live from the AVX studios in downtown Birmingham, The Jay Barker Show.
All right, welcome back in. Hour number 2, live from AVX Audio Video Excellence continues. Matt Coulter, Lars Anderson down at Tide 100.9 FM, our flagship station, as he's Mr. Professor today, as he does each and every Tuesday. So we'll go back down to him here in just one second. I want to remind you, we are presented by Top Golf of Birmingham. Also, Mark Grenier and all the great folks there do a great job when it comes to not only fun with family, friends, coworkers, and just a great day of getting out and having a good time. The great restaurant as far as food and drink, and just such a great atmosphere. You'll love it. It's been a great tailgate place so far for UAB fans before and after those UAB games as well. Go see Top Golf of Birmingham today, and also driven by Sunny King Ford on the sunny side of the street, Oxford, Anniston, to go see Tony Russell and all the great folks at Sunny King Ford. All right, let's go to Tide 100.9 FMs, and our flagship station, Lars, is there. Some breaking news according to Lars as far as dealing with Urban Meyer. Lars, update us on what you heard.
Josh, yep. All right. It's officially reached crisis level for Urban Meyer, and this comes from Mike Silver, who former colleague of mine at Sports Illustrated and now works for the NFL Network. One player told Mike this morning, "quote Urban has zero credibility with everyone in the stadium. He had very little to begin with." Players were particularly put off by the fact that Urban canceled team meetings yesterday as he dealt with the uproar of the videos of him and the young woman getting cozy at that Ohio bar. One player told Mike, quote, he even canceled the team meeting. He was too scared. Instead, Meyer only apologized to position groups individually. He portrayed the woman in the video as a random person who was, quote, just there dancing. Mike writes, suffice it to say, the players were highly skeptical. Said one player, quote, we looked at him, WTF. Right when he left, everyone started dying laughing, and he knew it. Bottom line, said the player, quote, it's bad. I don't know how he's going to function. So that's where things stand with Urban Meyer right now. Jay, I'll go to you. I mean, do you think he survives this?
I mean, my initial reaction would be yes, just based on the fact that, look, he's 0-4. I think, you look at his track record at Ohio State, you look at the way that he has won at Florida. I don't know is this enough to get rid of him if you're the owner of an NFL team. I mean, maybe, does this, go down that line of a fireable offense to where you're putting the team at risk. I mean, really, this is more about putting your life at risk with your wife more than it is about your actual, job or whatever. So I do understand the fact that the players are not feeling like that he's trustworthy or maybe upset with him. If this was college, I think it might be a lot different. If a young girl was doing that with Urban Meyer, I think the presidents, the other people, they might see that and go, that's not a good example. And, we're college age kids, that kind of, so with him being a professional NFL, I hate the fact that he did it. I hate that. I don't say that it's right, that he should have done anything like this. But I to be honest, I don't know if he'll be fired for this. I don't know if it's a fireable offense. But now, if you lose trust within the team, I think that's the biggest thing. That the owner is it Khan? Yeah, we'll just have to figure out whether or not what direction they want to go. But what you're saying does not sound good.
I don't think he makes it through. You've lost the team. I mean, you've lost the team. Then the owner has to take drastic measures. Candidly, what are we going to call him? What's his Joey Freshwater name? Is this Urban Freshwater?
Urban
Is
Legend.
it his distant cousin?
Well, I'm just wondering where Shelly was, right? His wife.
Yeah.
And was she down in Florida? Because she had a position, I believe, within the administration at Ohio State. I don't know if she moved down to Florida with Urban or not. By all accounts, they had, I don't know, a really good marriage, but it's not a good look. But at the same time, are we overreacting? You know, it's not like he broke any laws, as far as we can tell, and no one was hurt. Is this just is this just us being in the media having to sort of come up with a really quick take? Matt, I'll go to you for your response to that.
You know, I'll give that some thought, but the one thing that who's your buddy that wrote the article?
It was on Twitter. It was Michael Silver. And Mike's covered the NFL for 25 years. He did like 12 straight Super Bowl cover stories for Sports Illustrated. He's as plugged in as anyone. And when he writes something about the NFL, it is basically gospel. So I truly believe like he's lost the team. I mean, they're laughing at him. They're laughing at their head coach behind their back. I mean, is there any way that Urban can get the team back?
I don't think so. The one clip in there that I found very interesting is when they laughed at him as he was going out of the room, and Kiffin knew it. And he's also now canceling meetings because he won't be Lane Kiffin. He won't own, he won't be Lane Kiffin and own up to his mistake. I know the mistakes are drastically different, but he's not getting in front of this. He's lost his team. I mean, the minute something like that happens, Jay, don't you call a news conference or send something out and say, hey, by the way, people, I'm an idiot. You know, what did Kiffin say? That was a stupid thing to do.
Yeah. And I'm not sure. I remember there was some thoughts, saying, hey, is this the right person? And I know the person that leaked the video actually put out, hey, all of you are saying that this is not Urban Meyer. Well, then he had the photos of Urban Meyer with other girls in the exact outfit, khaki shorts, all that type of stuff. So that's when it got really, I think, more serious for probably the Jacksonville Jaguars and maybe the team. Here's the thing, and I do wonder this. I wonder if the team was laughing at him for, in a sense, the way that he apologized or the things that he said, because if you were to take a camera out and film the players after their nights out, after a game, or assistant coaches or other people at certain places, you might be able to find a lot of videos like this. You know what I'm saying? I just think, to me, it's a little bit of a, if this is going to be a fireable offense, look, it's wrong, it's bad, it doesn't look good, the perception is not good. Probably what he should be worried about right now is really his wife and his family more than the team, and should be focused on them, because that's who ultimately it hurts. The guys that he's working with, the guys who are on the team as players. Yes, he may have a relationship with them, but that relationship doesn't run as deep as it does with his wife and his kids and his immediate family. That's where he needs to be focused in on right now, and that's where this will be more about how he reacts to it, Lars, I think, than how the team or how Khan reacts to this particular situation.
Josh just made a great point to me, that Robert Kraft made it through his situation pretty much unscathed. But Matt, if you were owner. Yeah, he's an owner. Yeah, you're right.
he made all decisions.
He's not the one who has to answer. He doesn't have to answer to anyone. But if you were a PR expert, and you kind of are, Matt, what would you advise Urban to do at this point?
Just what I said to Jay a minute ago. Own it. Call a news conference, beg for forgiveness. But I know I'm wearing this out, but team laughing at you, I don't know how you recover from that when you start play calling, when you start practicing, when you start game planning. But from the PR standpoint, I would own it. I would make darn sure that my wife was a component in the press release saying whatever explanation she can come up with. I support my husband, a Hillary Clinton thing.
Yeah.
But and then you need some teammates to come forward, get some of that, say, hey, okay, he made a mistake. He's still my coach. And then the owner needs to back him. So from a PR standpoint, you've got to put up, what is that? You got to put 5 things together. And the thing about it is, and you both know this, the longer you wait, the worse it festers and it grows. Urban needs to call a press conference for 2:00 this afternoon.
Good points. All right, Lars, any other comments on it? Any other thoughts? Any other breaking news that you've seen?
Really, that's about it. But just and the fact that I think Urban knew that the players were laughing at him, and so and the owner coming out and saying he didn't say, hey, I support Urban Meyer. He's like, Urban Meyer's got to win the team back, and the owner's paying him a lot of money. They're 0-4. They've lost 19 straight games, second longest streak in NFL history behind the expansion Buccaneers back in 76, 77, lost 26 in a row. And boy, and the thing is about Urban Meyer, he has not cultivated a lot of great relationships with like reporters over the years. And I don't think he has a lot of friends among reporters. So somebody that he could go to where there could be sort of a soft interview and sort of softball questions being asked of him. And he may be paying the price for that now. I mean, he should. I agree with Matt. He needs to come out and explain his behavior publicly. Otherwise, he may not survive a couple more days. And
again, Lars, what's amazing, it was at Urban Meyer's Pint House. I mean, this is his restaurant. He's in Ohio State area, Columbus. These are his fans, and it just shows you got to be so careful where you put yourself in what situations. And he could have been. I mean, it was a 9-second video, right? So there's no reaction of him pushing her away or anything like that may have happened. There's no what they call it was the worst part of the entire situation, and and he hasn't responded well so far with the team or with the media, I think. So it's gonna be interesting to watch and see how it kind of all plays out. But again, in those moments and times, you got to watch out. You like he said, should have taken the picture, gotten up and left at that point in time, but. He was there to see family. He was out with family and friends, and one thing led to another. And again, we're not seeing the entirety of the video. We're not seeing everything that went on and what could have happened or what did happen. We're seeing a really bad part of that or the worst of it. And again, I feel more for his wife and his family than anybody else. I thought when I immediately saw that, I thought about his wife immediately going, oh my God, her heart is dropping. Hopefully that's not him. Hopefully the guy just looks like him. And then as the pictures began to surface, I'm like, oh, this is going to be a rough road for Urban Meyer right now.
Well, he's lost the team, but you don't lose your family. And you're right. That's the priority.
It is. Yeah.
And I think it equally is important to get out in front of it, not just for the Jaguar community, but for his own family.
Yeah.
And the fact that he hasn't done it yet. And another thing Lars brought up is that he met and apologized to them in position meetings. Isn't that what you said, Lars? That's crazy.
Position groups.
Get your team together. Be together. Be a man.
I'm 40. Yes.
Yeah, right. No, you're not.
50.
We all got that in the rear view mirror.
It's behind us.
Even Jay.
It's behind us. Hey, Local Realty, all right, well, they're behind you.
That was a very very appropriate selection of words.
Yeah, exactly. Local Realty, I can't even say it now. LocalRealtyFlatFee.com, LocalRealtyFlatFee.com for more information on Local Realty. Great company. Look, Jeremy and Gina Miller have built just a company that really wants to serve this area. They've done it now for a number of years and have sold thousands of homes in our metro area. They're growing outside of this area as well, all throughout the state. And they save people millions of dollars when it comes to selling their home. They do it with a flat fee, $2,900 flat fee up to a $500,000 listing. That's going to save you thousands, if not tens of thousands of dollars when it comes to selling your home. So you're really making money. That's localrealtyflatfee.com. They got a 5-star rating on Zillow. And again, they're there to help you out with Local Realty. You can sell your home without compromising service using their full service flat listing fee. So check it out for yourself. Localrealtyflatfee.com. That's localrealtyflatfee.com for more information on Local Realty. All right, more to come. We'll dive into Alabama A&M. We also got Andrew Bone at the bottom of this hour at 1:30. So stick with us live from AVX.
You're listening to The Jay Barker Show, live from the AVX studios in downtown Birmingham.
Get that satisfying crunch. Now with 20% more honey. Try a delicious Nature Valley Oats and Honey Crunchy Bar with more of the honey you love.
This is a metaphor for your business's journey. Sometimes it feels like the world is throwing everything it has at you, and to succeed, you need someone to guide you through. That's what Dell Technologies advisors do. They have the tech advice to help you navigate whatever challenges you're up against and get you safely to where you want to be. Call an advisor today at 877-ASK-DELL. And do more with modern devices and Windows 10 Pro.
Join Randy Smalley and me, Captain Ray, for the Randy and Ray Football Forecast, where we pick the games against the spread. It's this Friday night at 11 following the high school scoreboard show on Tide 100.9. Brought to you by Randy Smalley Floor and Tile.
Hey there, Bob Baumhauer here. Baumhauer's Victory Grill is your big game headquarters all fall long. And with our new fall features, every day is game day at Baumhauer's Victory Grill. Try our pregame starters, including our homemade onion strings, always fresh hot lips, and our all-new Buffalo Dip and Chicken appetizer. Our main events include incredible chicken, fish, and shrimp selections, always featuring local Alabama Gulf seafood. And don't forget our Sunday Blitz, 11 to 6. Baumhauer's Victory Grill. Legendary fun, legendary food.
O'Reilly. When you need auto parts, O'ReillyAuto.com is just a few clicks away. We offer convenient options for you to get your parts quickly. Order online and pick up for free at your local O'Reilly Auto Parts store. We'll even bring it out curbside. Or you can have your parts delivered right to your door with free shipping on most orders over $35. Visit O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Weather brought to you by Tidwell Chiropractic, the only third-generation chiropractor in Tuscaloosa with over 24 years experience. Call Tidwell Chiropractic at 752-7503.
With the help of Cheerios Oat Crunch Almond, I get everyone's morning started with a smile. It has a delicious and hearty combination of the Cheerios you love, whole grain oats, and sliced almonds for an extra crunchy crunch. That's how I set the rhythm for a great day. Look for Cheerios Oat Crunch Almond in your local grocery store.
Hey, Bama fans, before you head to the stadium to watch the Tide roll, stop by JD's Market and Spirits for all your tailgating needs for Bama football games. Located only 3 blocks from the stadium, JD's offers over 500 liquor items, 400 wine items, and a huge selection of craft, domestic, and imported beers. JD's also has hot dogs, snacks, ice, and game day supplies. Everything you need for tailgating. JD's Market and Spirits, 400 yards from Bryant-Denny Stadium on the west side. Call 722-2113.
In a collision, easy decision. One name, one firm, one call. Mesrano.
I made that one call to Mesrano after being hit by an 18-wheeler. He got me $875,000.
I made that one call to Mesrano after being T-boned on McFarland. He got me $125,000.
I made that one call to Mesrano after my fender bender. He got me $50,000.
One name, one call, one firm. Mesrano.
No representations made that quality of legal services to be performed. It greater than quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
Tide 100.9 Tuscaloosa weather. Mostly cloudy with occasional showers and thunderstorms this afternoon and tonight. The high today 75, tonight's low 66. Tomorrow, cloudy with periods of rain, possibly a few thunderstorms, the high 77. Thursday, showers fewer in number with a high at 79. I'm James Spain on the ABC 3340 Weather Center on Tide 100.9. It's 74 degrees in Tuscaloosa.
Point, the Jacksonville Jaguars and their coach Urban Meyer now have on their hands. I was told by a general manager yesterday, I was off yesterday, a little sick, still sound fogged up, sorry about that he'd never heard of a coach not flying back with his team. So Urban right now has been, to me, as an NFL coach, he's been tone deaf. The Tebow stuff was silly. Players don't buy into Tim Tebow. He was playing to his SEC fans, not flying back with a team, trying to hire a trainer that didn't pass the smell test, had all sorts of issues at Iowa. When you got power in college, you can bulldoze your way through a lot of decisions. Even in tiny Jacksonville, you're going to get pushback.
Colin Cowherd there talking about Urban Meyer, tone deaf, and called Jacksonville little. I thought Jacksonville's a pretty big city.
Square mileage, it is the largest city in America.
Yeah. But he makes some good points based on normally a head coach does not fly back with his team or a college coach or anybody. Normally you go back with your team. You got things to get done even that night when you get back, especially when you're 0-4. You're going to do everything you can. Now, I know he wanted to see family and friends. Maybe that was a conversation he had with the owner and with the GM saying, look, this will be the time I want to maybe spend some time behind. One of the quotes did come out. Shelly, his wife, commented saying, Buddy needed a night out. So that was her kind of initial comments. Buddy needed a night out. But she hasn't posted anything seemingly mad or having issues with the night so far. So interesting from his wife, Shelly.
I don't know if I saw my spouse, and I'm going to use this word because it's accurate, grinding on another person, if I would be that forgiving and just say, Buddy needed a night out. The more layers of the onion we pull off here, Lars, the worse I think it is.
Yeah. And I think Colin Cowherd was spot on there. It goes back to Tim Tebow and players being upset about why is Tim Tebow taking the spot of someone who maybe could help this team, because everyone knew Tim Tebow was not making that team. And it was just a PR stunt. I don't know. It was Urban Meyer paying off or just honoring the fact that Tim Tebow had done so much for him over the years. But Urban Meyer has not. I mean, could he be off to a worse start? And I had a friend just text me, and I think he texted Jay too, wondering if Mike Price was at that bar as well.
Yes, I mean that's kind of where you kind of go to that. You start thinking about as far as coaches or situations like this one is not nearly that far. So let's not even say that it is. Not yet. Well, yeah.
Are there more videos?
Do you think there is more, Lars? I mean, after that, do you think there's more to this than just the 9-second video or the pictures that are out there that there is? I mean, are you hearing that?
No. Okay. My guess is that there is not, and that
mine too,
and that this was just the end of it. But nonetheless, just like Matt was saying, and Matt, I'll go to you. If I saw, well, if I had a wife, but if I saw my wife doing something like that, I wouldn't be too pleased. Or I'm sorry, if I was the wife and saw my husband doing something like that, I wouldn't be too pleased.
I wouldn't either, but apparently he needed a night out. I'll tell you what, he sure did. He got one.
It kind of makes you wonder, with that being the first comment that she had, is that just their relationship? Are they, kind of just, at that point in time where that doesn't bother her as much as maybe it would have early in their relationship? I don't know. Again, more will come out about that. I think it's just how he's handled the situation, how he went to the individual positions more than the team itself, and hopefully he'll get that addressed, and maybe he'll bring Tim Tebow back as well to help him out with spiritual issues and things.
I will say this,
Jay, there is that aspect to it too.
I will say this just really quick. A lot of national reporters, NFL reporters, are saying that this feels like the end game for Urban Meyer at Jacksonville, and that
that's crazy.
This is something that he won't be able to overcome.
Wow, beat writers are saying that.
National reporters are saying that. Yeah, not guys who follow Jacksonville day in and day out. But the fact that the owner came out I think late yesterday, and put out kind of a scathing release. I mean, have you ever heard of an owner sort of chastising the head coach the way that he did? And also, and the fact that he said Urban has to, win the team back over. Well, gosh, they're 0-4. The season for them is basically, now going to be treated as a laboratory to get Trevor Lawrence up to speed, and so he could be an elite quarterback, hopefully, for them next year. And and I've never heard, Jay, of a coach not flying back with the team ever. Have you ever heard that, Jay?
No, that's what I said earlier. I've never heard of that happening. Never. There's just too much to do. A statement from the Jaguars owner, Shad Khan. He said, "I have addressed this matter with Urban. Specifics of our conversation will be held in confidence. What I will say is his conduct last week was inexcusable. I appreciate Urban's remorse, which I believe is sincere. Now he must regain our trust and respect. That will require a personal commitment from Urban to everyone who supports, represents, or plays for our team. I'm confident he will deliver." So that was from the owner of the Jaguars.
Well, there was some support in that, but losing team, that phrase and the laughter and other players and national pundits saying this is the end.
Jay,
and on the field, 0-4 doesn't help at all.
Matt, you know, when an owner comes out and gives a vote of confidence to a coach in the NFL, you know what that spells?
Bye-bye.
You're getting fired.
Yes. Yeah, normally.
The dreaded vote of confidence.
Yeah, ADs, GMs, and owners. If they support you in any way during a time like this or give you a vote of confidence, it normally is not sometimes a good thing. Normally it's when they stay silent during it, or especially at the beginning of it. All right, do you struggle with finding new ideas for branding and marketing your business? Is your organization trying to find unique items that people really like to receive and use in today's competitive business environment? Your brand needs to stand out and to get noticed as well. Fully Promoted offers that with extensive branding and marketing solutions to get your name in front of your potential customers. They have local experts that specialize putting your logo on apparel, also team gear, caps, promotional products, trade show items, and printed materials, and much more. They provide access to samples that you can actually touch and feel, and also personalized service to help you out when it comes to the decoration and selection methods, taking your brand to the next level. Call Fully Promote today, 205-406-6430. Mention that you heard this ad right here on the Jay Barker Show and get that special offer, 205-406-6430, 406-6430. Are you fully promoted? Andrew Bone, the Crimson Tide recruiting analyst, from BamaInsider.com, part of the Rivals Network. He's going to join us coming up next. He is our recruiting analyst and one of the best, if not the best, at it as well, especially for the Crimson Tide. Andrew Bone up next. Stay with us.
You're listening to The Jay Barker Show, live from the AVX studios in downtown Birmingham.
1 in 7 men will face prostate cancer. Nearly 500 new cases are diagnosed every day in the U.S. Traditional treatments can cause erectile dysfunction and urinary incontinence. But now there's a new option, high-intensity focused ultrasound, or HIFU.
Men who are really looking for an option that really preserves their urinary and sexual function are great candidates for HIFU treatment.
Preserve your quality of life. Call 866-4-VITURO or visit VituroHealth.com.
Hi, it's Jay Barker for AVX, Audio Video Excellence. They are the premier provider for custom audio-visual design and installation in the Southeast. AVX seeks excellence in everything it does, including a superior employee experience. AVX offers employees an industry-leading salary, insurance benefits, and 401k options. AVX technicians also receive the highest level of certification and continue training, making it one of the most awarded and decorated companies in the industry. Career opportunities are available now for technicians in Birmingham and Santa Rosa Beach, Florida. Join the AVX team by contacting them at avxinc.com.
Hi, this is Wes McClooney, owner of the New Balance Birmingham store. If you're average and you're looking for a new pair of running or walking shoes, I suggest you go to an average shoe store, where they'll sell you a pair of average shoes built for the average person with average size feet. But here's the thing, you're not average. No one is. We all exercise differently. We run differently. We walk differently. And our feet come in all sorts of widths and lengths. That's why at the New Balance Birmingham store, we employ fit specialists who will conduct an in-depth analysis of your foot size and shape along with your gait, and then determine the best New Balance shoes custom fit to you. Because New Balance isn't your average shoe, and you're not average either. Experience the difference an unaverage custom fit makes today at the New Balance Birmingham store on Highway 280 next to Chick-fil-A. New Balance Birmingham. Your feet will thank you.
Hi, it's Jay Barker. I want to tell you about my good friends Craig and Keith at Birmingham Broker. Go online at bhambroker.com. That's bhambroker.com or 205-716-1269. Got 7 kids, man. We had to sell a lot of cars, and these guys are looking for a lot of inventory. They helped us with all the hassle. No stress for us. They did the process as far as the sales and everything. Handled it all the way through. White glove type service. You'll love it. Again, it's bhambroker.com. Sell your car through bhambroker.com or 205-716-1269. Hi, it's Jay Barker for Siebel's in downtown Homewood, and now's the time to get your special place ready. Come in and let Siebel's design your porch with Kingsley Bait outdoor furniture and one of their custom swinging beds. For the great room, you're going to need their Carson swivel recliner. Siebel's is the #1 Carson recliner dealer in the country, and Sarah and I, we've got one, and we absolutely love it. Be sure also to check out their famous custom-made beds and bunk beds, built by Siebel's and made up with some of their best linens in town. Their staff can truly put your bed together like no other store. You can also follow Siebel's and shop on Instagram and Facebook. And be sure to call or go by their special store in downtown Homewood. The number is 800-448-1962. That's 800-448-1962. And just for listening, go to SiebelsCottage.com and order anything you want and type in Jay Barker for a special discount code. That's Jay Barker for a special discount code available only to our listeners for a limited time on the Jay Barker Show. Siebel's in downtown Homewood or online at SiebelsCottage.com.
It's Antonio Langham here to tell you about the easiest way to buy your tickets to your next high school game. Have you ever had to wait in line to buy a high school ticket or stop to get cash on the way to the game? There has to be a better way. There is. It's called GoFan. Check out GoFan.co the next time you need a ticket for a high school game. GoFan is easy, fast, and completely secure. You can buy tickets directly from your phone and just show the ticket at the gate. Download the GoFan app or visit GoFan.co now. That's GoFan. Letter C, letter O.
Welcome back in, and really great to welcome in great friend of the show, and been with us since day one as we started right here in Birmingham, Alabama, with the Jay Barker Show with Lars Anderson, with Trent Richardson, Antonio Langham, also Matt Coulter joining us as well, and Andrew Bone. Andrew J. Bone is at Andrew J. The letter J. Bone is his Twitter handle if you want to keep up with him and all the recruiting news. But he is one of the best analysts in the business, and especially for the Crimson Tide. From BamaInsider.com. Let's welcome in Andrew Bone. Andrew, how are you doing, my man? Hope you're doing well on this Tuesday.
I'm doing great. How we doing today?
Man, doing well. So I guess let's start from this past weekend. Your take on the game, just kind of where the team is right now, 4 games in. But more importantly, what was the weekend like for recruits? Was any high, level recruits in for the weekend, and kind of how they use these type of games at home?
Well, I think it was a statement game. game. Ole Miss, a lot of hype coming into the game. Obviously a lot of people talking about, Lane Kiffin versus Nick Saban and how this was going to be, Lane's best opportunity to knock off Coach Saban. And of course, I'm looking at it like, this is Alabama versus Ole Miss. If Alabama can't beat them at home by a few touchdowns, then there might be a little bit of an issue. So, I know the type of players that get recruited by both of these schools, and Alabama's just, the talent's just so far superior. Now, Ole Miss, not taking anything away from them, they got great players. There's some great players, especially Matt Corral. I mean, he's an amazing weapon, and they put up a lot of big yards against Alabama last year. But I felt like after last season, this was a game Alabama kind of had circled on its calendar. They wanted to go in there and make a statement, after, giving up all those yards and points last year in Oxford. I just never thought it was going to be a close game. Everybody kept asking me last week, what was going to be the score prediction. And somebody came up to me at the locker room in Tuscaloosa on Saturday morning and asked me, what did I think the score was going to be? I said, at least 21 points, maybe even more. So, wasn't really surprised by the score. I knew it was going to be a great atmosphere. I knew it was going to be loud. First SEC home game, it was going to bring out a lot of top recruits, and they certainly did bring in some elite players. Not a ton of 2022 guys. There were a few, but mainly in the 2023 class. And one of the headliners in that 23 class was Arch Manning, the number one player in the country in 2023. So that was huge to get him back on campus. His second visit to Tuscaloosa, and obviously a long way to go in his recruitment, but I think Alabama is certainly a top contender for him. It's going to be interesting to kind of see how his recruitment unfolds. The schools that are going to be finalists for him. I certainly think that Alabama, Georgia, Texas, Ole Miss, Clemson are all going to be in it for him until he gets ready to make that decision. There were a few 2022 guys on official visits this weekend. One was Javante Barnes, running back out of Las Vegas, and Devin Campbell, 5-star offensive tackle from Texas. Recruiting offensive linemen right now probably a little bit challenging because Alabama signed what I believe is the best offensive line class in the last 5 or 6 years. This year they have a really good O-line class led by Tyler Booker out of IMG Academy. They picked up a huge commitment last week from Elijah Pritchett out of Carver High School in Columbus, Georgia. So getting another elite offensive lineman probably going to be a little bit challenging. So we'll kind of see, where things go with his recruitment. He still has several visits to take, but as of right now, probably don't see him in this class. But in terms of Javante Barnes, Alabama lost a commitment a few months ago from Le'Veon Moss, Rivals 100 running back out of Louisiana. Now they do have Emmanuel Henderson committed, but they would love to add another back to this group. Javante Barnes made his second trip to Tuscaloosa, came in, had a great time. Now he still has some visits to take, and he's going to enjoy the process a little bit. So we'll kind of see, where things go with him. I'm sure Coach Saban's going to make an in-home visit with him in December, but still a few other guys out there at the running back position, including Le'Veon Moss, who decommitted. They're still heavily recruiting him, still heavily recruiting Jamarion Miller out of Texas, who's currently committed to Texas. Plans on taking an official visit to Alabama here in the next few months. But another in-state guy that was in town that is not committed right now is Curtis Perry, a defensive lineman out of Montgomery. We've talked a little bit about Curtis over the course of the last several months, but not a ton. But he's really improved on the field, really kind of stood out, for the coaching staff. I think he's certainly a guy that they would like to add. I just recently put in a prediction for him to Alabama. Could see something happening sooner rather than later. I know he's coming out with the top 5 on October the 15th, but would not be surprised if we saw him make a decision maybe sometime early November, rather than waiting until the early signing period. But overall, great weekend in T-Town. Like I said, a lot of top recruits, a lot of especially in that 2023 recruiting class, and you also saw a lot of commitments make their way to Tuscaloosa for the first time this season, like Ty Simpson, Tyler Booker, Big Jaheim Otis, the big 6'5", 370+ pound defensive lineman from Mississippi, Jake Pope out of Buford High School, All those guys had not been to Tuscaloosa yet, which means they had not had a chance to really experience that game day atmosphere. Because, and remember, kids didn't get a chance to do that last year. Sure, they went to, some kids went to some games, but they didn't get a chance to go down on the sidelines and go into the locker room or meet with the coaches and see the preparation for the game or see the celebration after the game in the locker room. And that was a fun experience for a lot of those guys because they've never been able to do that before. So overall, it was a great weekend.
Andrew, obviously the biggest name, and you mentioned him, was Arch Manning. And the CBS cameras caught him with his dad, Cooper, sort of walking on the sideline, glad handing, shaking hands. And what would his weekend have looked like? What would he have done? And two, can you just dig a little deeper into what Alabama's chances are landing him? I mean, I think you could make the argument that he may be the most highly coveted recruit of the last, 20 years?
Yeah, probably so. I mean, he's certainly going to have an incredible microscope on him over the course of the next, potentially the next decade. From college, and if he makes it to the NFL, and there's going to be a ton of pressure on him, to succeed, because of his family lineage and everything that comes with that, and being rated as the number one player in the country, and how good it can, will he really be once he gets to that next level. And most of the schools that he's looking at, they're going to have a quarterback competition for him once he gets on campus because they recruit extremely well at those at that position, especially Alabama and Clemson and Texas and Georgia. Those are some schools that do really well at the position. So it's gonna be interesting to kind of see how his whole recruitment unfolds. They've done a really good job in terms of kind of shielding him from doing interviews, and they're very cautious as to what they say. They're not going to give too much away. They're going to, most of the questions that they're going to get are kind of layup questions. They're pretty easy, and they're going to give generic answers. You're not really going to get a ton from them. Each visit, it was a great trip. Great hospitality, like the coaching staff, like what they want to do. And from talking to different people, they are very easy to host. They are, very good in terms of just, being around the campus, being around the coaches, and just very easy to deal with. And it's not always like that. There are some recruits and maybe some families that might be a little bit more challenging once they get on campus, but they've done a really good job of just handling the recruiting process, and I think they're going to continue to do that. But in terms of Alabama's chances, I'm just not sure yet. You have Ty Simpson coming in. He's signed Jalen Milroe in the previous class. Bryce Young going to be technically a junior next year. Could he potentially leave? And that potentially opens up competition, and I think that's something that Alabama's going to really try to sell him on, and just let him know, hey, it's wide open. There's not a starter here. There's somebody that you can come in and compete right away and potentially earn a starting spot. And hey, and guess what? If you don't, you still got a chance to be drafted in the first round, like Mac Jones did. So Alabama's got a lot that they can sell Arch Manning on, but so do other schools, and other schools are certainly trying to get him and certainly making him a top priority. So it's going to be a long way to go in his recruitment, and certainly something that everyone's going to be watching extremely close.
You mentioned how Alabama can sell what they've got at the program, and Saban's always just way ahead of the curve as far as preparation. Andrew, can Alabama pitch not specific sponsors? Can they talk NIL, or is there a rule in there somewhere? You can certainly say, hey, you can come over here and.
Well, I think they can certainly talk about it. They're not going to be able to say, hey, we can get you this deal. You're going to have to get your own deals. But I think that's kind of the point Coach Saban made during the summer when he talked about Bryce Young and how Who knows if he really got close to $1 million? But Coach Saban knew what he was doing. He knew the audience he was addressing. He was addressing recruits. He wasn't addressing the media. He was addressing recruits from coast to coast, saying that, hey, our quarterback who hasn't started a single game here is close to $1 million in NIL deals. So that's something that a lot of kids are going to see. They're going to notice, and Alabama, one of the biggest brands, if not the biggest brand in college football, they're going to have a lot of opportunities there. So a lot of schools, even if you're in the bigger cities, whether that's LA, Atlanta, Miami, they can certainly sell the NIL deals, but guess what? So can Alabama and Tuscaloosa.
Andrew, always great stuff, my man. Thanks for being with us here on this Tuesday edition. I know you've been crazy busy throughout the weekend and all the stuff going on with Ole Miss, Alabama, the recruits. So thanks for joining us.
Thank you, guys. Have a good day.
Awesome. You too, my man. Andrew J. Bone. And again, Andrew Bone, as far as the new book he has out, and it's been out for a little bit, The Road to Bama can be purchased via Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Books A Million, and et cetera. So he's covered Alabama recruiting for 18 plus years. He is the expert at it, and gives us all the updates each and every week. Again, at Andrew J. Bone. That's Andrew, the letter J. Bone. That's his Twitter handle, and BamaInsider.com for more on Andrew Bone as well. Hey, Schaefer Plastic Surgery, Chris Schaefer, one of our good friends, and we found out we started working with Dr. Schaefer that he was from Nebraska. So Lars and he began a really good friendship as well, and talking about Nebraska and bringing in Sports Illustrated and all that kind of stuff. But he's a real personable guy, and he treats his patients like family. That's the way not only he does it, but his staff as well. And they want your natural beauty to be revealed through the safest ways possible with transformative results and superior care when it comes to Dr. Schaefer. Free consultation. Normally, you have to pay for the consultation. Not the case with Dr. Schaefer. Again, treating you like family, bringing you in, figuring out what's the best thing for you and also for your care with innovative and aesthetic plastic surgery, recognized expert nationally as well, Dr. Christopher Schaefer. He combines experience gained for nearly 2 decades of practice, 8 years in advanced training to achieve beautiful, transformative results for his patients. And as a board-certified plastic surgeon, Dr. Schaefer's goal is to exceed expectations while being dedicated to safety before, during, and after those surgeries. And, I've got a friend of mine that's actually going through some stuff, and they're going to be going. And one of the things that comforted them was the fact that the surgery center is right there on site. To have an in-house surgery center and a deep commitment to the highest standards of patient safety at their private surgery center has been recognized by the American Association for Accreditation of Ambulatory Surgery Facilities. So check them out for yourself. Schaefer Plastic Surge, SURG.com, SchaeferPlasticSurge.com, or 205-278-7969. That's 205-278-7969, located on Highway 280 across from Grandview Hospital. All right, stay with us live from AVX. We'll finish up hour number 2 here on this Tuesday edition.
You're listening to The Jay Barker Show, live from the AVX studios in downtown Birmingham.
I struggled with symptoms like frequent gas and stomach pain for years.
I was bloated all the time with daily diarrhea.
At first, I thought it was what I was eating.
I kept thinking it was stomach issues.
So I did my research and talked to my doctor, and we finally uncovered the truth.
It was actually EPI. Exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI, is a condition where your pancreas is unable to help break down your food.
It can lead to symptoms like diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, unexplained weight loss, and oily stools.
And EPI symptoms can be confused with those of other common digestive conditions, like irritable bowel syndrome, Crohn's, and celiac disease.
So getting to the right diagnosis meant being more open with my doctor about the severity of my symptoms and how often they were happening.
But there's good news. EPI is manageable, so don't wait any longer. Use the symptom checker at identifyepi.com and schedule a visit or call with your doctor to ask, could I have EPI?
Sponsored by AbbVie.
Everybody loves Taco Casa. Everything we do in our store, we prepare in our store. We hand cut all of our tomatoes. We block and shred our own cheese here in the store. So we still hand cut our chips, our sopapillas, our taco shells, our chimalupa bowls. Our chili takes about 4 to 6 hours to make every single day. The goal in that is to provide the freshest, best quality to our customers. So we just look at it as, hey, basically, we're your kitchen. You're just coming to eat in your kitchen. Taco Casa, under the biggest cactus in town.
Get that satisfying crunch. Now with 20% more honey.
Try a delicious Nature Valley Oats and Honey Crunchy Bar with more of the honey you love.
So as you guys know, Mark's gone.
The float artist at Fred's Floral just took off, days before the parade. They need a replacement before business passes them by.
And who am I going to get to finish the float?
Indeed can help them hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. With Indeed Instant Match, we immediately show you quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed meet your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Hey there, Bob Baumhauer here. Baumhauer's Victory Grill is your big game headquarters all fall long. And with our new fall features, every day is game day at Baumhauer's Victory Grill. Try our pregame starters, including our homemade onion strings, always fresh hot lips, and our all-new Buffalo Dippin' Chicken appetizer. Our main events include incredible chicken, fish, and shrimp selections, always featuring local Alabama Gulf seafood. And don't forget our Sunday Blitz, 11 to 6. Baumhauer's Victory Grill. Legendary fun, legendary food.
If the Oral-B IO electric toothbrush had a theme song, this would be it.
I think you're gonna wanna see this.
Only IO combines Oral-B's dentist-inspired round brush head with gentle micro vibrations for a brushing experience even dentists have hailed as literally the best brush I've ever used. Get the wow of a professional clean feel every day with the IO from Oral-B, the #1 brand used by dentists.
You're gonna see what everybody's talking about.
Oral-B, brush like a pro.
Join Randy Smalley and me, Captain Ray, for the Randy and Ray Football Forecast, where we pick the games against the spread. It's this Friday night at 11 following the high school scoreboard show on Tide 100.9. Brought to you by Randy Smalley, Floor and Tile.
Weather brought to you by Tidwell Chiropractic, the only third-generation chiropractor in Tuscaloosa with over 24 years experience. Call Tidwell Chiropractic at 752-7503.
Tide 100.9 Tuscaloosa weather. Mostly cloudy with occasional showers and thunderstorms this afternoon and tonight. The high today 75, tonight's low 66. Tomorrow, cloudy with periods of rain, possibly a few thunderstorms, the high 77. Thursday, showers fewer in number with a high of 79. I'm James Spain on the ABC 3340 Weather Center on Tide 100.9. It's 78 degrees in Tuscaloosa.
All right, welcome back in as we continue wrapping up hour number 2 here on this Tuesday edition, presented by Top Golf of Birmingham and also driven by Sonny King Ford. One of the stories we have not gotten into, I know Lars had to take off. He's got the professor duties today, so they'll start right at around 2 o'clock. So he took off after that last segment, and we appreciate him joining us there from Tide 100.9 FM, our flagship station of the Jay Barker Radio Network. SEC fines Kentucky $250,000 after fans storm the field. Do you like this? I mean, I know the last one was $100,000. Now they're $250,000. I don't know. In 2004, I think it was put in place more based on what happened in 2001 and worried about letting, who do we know that's on the field is, could somebody get hurt that's doing their work or a coach?
Of the thinking that, act like you've been there before.
Mm-hmm.
But the fines, I guess the first one is 100, the second is 250. Is that why?
I think this is third. So I think the first was 50, about 25 or 50, and then it's 100,000. Now 250. That's a big jump.
Who pays for it? I mean, does the school literally write a check, and what does the SEC do with it?
That's a good point. I'm not sure, and maybe they do a fundraiser.
A lot of the fines that you hear about and NBA players, it goes to charity. It does, and I think we all know in a lot of cases, the player or the coach doesn't pay it. The organization does.
Yep.
That might depend on whether or not you've been Urban Meyer or whether or not you were Kentucky rushing the field.
That's a good point.
Two totally different.
I guess if you had an incident, something happens, somebody, and I guess you're not waiting for that to happen, so that's why you're putting these in place. But I don't know. I mean, I feel like they can be a part of it, and that's the one place where they feel like that. I think in those moments. All right, we got to wrap it up. Matt, thank you so much, and
it's always a
thanks
pleasure,
to Andrew
Jay. Thank
Bone
you.
and all of the guests throughout the show. Join us tomorrow for the Wednesday edition of the Jay Barker Show live from AVX. Have a great day.
Hi, this is Wes McClooney, owner of the New Balance Birmingham store. Achieving your personal best often comes down to how you feel. And when it comes to the right shoes, nothing feels better than New Balance. The fit specialists at the New Balance Birmingham store conduct an in-depth analysis of your foot size, shape, and gait, determining the best New Balance shoes for you. Experience the difference of custom fit today at the New Balance Birmingham store on Highway 280 next to Chick-fil-A. New Balance Birmingham, your feet will thank you.
1 in 7 men will face prostate cancer. Nearly 500 new cases are diagnosed every day in the U.S. Traditional treatments can cause erectile dysfunction and urinary incontinence. But now there's a new option, high-intensity focused ultrasound, or HIFU.
Men who are really looking for an option that really preserves their urinary and sexual function are great candidates for HIFU treatment.
Preserve your quality of life. Call 866-4-VITURO or visit VituroHealth.com.
I'm excited to tell you about our newest sponsor here on the Jay Barker Radio Network. They pioneered the chicken finger box and the chicken finger restaurants. That's Guthrie's. Guthrie's recipes and processes are often imitated, but never duplicated. Look, their sauce is probably the most copied sauce of all sauces all time. And I've known this family since my days down in Tuscaloosa, and they came over, and man, I tell you, it's nostalgic even today to see my kids going to that same Guthrie's. And great family, do so much for the community, but more importantly, provide the best when it comes to chicken fingers. Get out to Guthrie's today. I want to tell you about my good friends at Southern Assurance Group. Hi, it's Jay Barker, and look, Ken Needham has done a terrific job. Local company, 205-980-1505 is their number. That's 980-1505. Again, local, you can speak with the same team every time you give them a call. Full line of products from auto, home, boat, life. You'll trust them. They have a great deal as far as the relationships they build with their customers, and 20 years with the same company and industry. Custom approach for your insurance needs. Give them a call, 980-1505. That is Southern Assurance Group.
Hi, it's Jay Barker. I want to tell you about my good friends Craig and Keith at Birmingham Broker. Go online at bhambroker.com. That's bhambroker.com or 205-716-1269. Got 7 kids, man, and we had to sell a lot of cars. And these guys are looking for a lot of inventory. They helped us with all the hassle. No stress for us. They did the process as far as the sales and everything. Handled it all the way through. White glove type service. You'll love it. Again, it's bhambroker.com. Sell your car through bhambroker.com or 205-716-1269.
Whether it's for lunch or dinner, head out to the Cajun Steamer. It's a New Orleans style joint that serves authentic Cajun and Creole food, cold beer, and great drinks. They are known for their wide array of Cajun classics and original creations prepared in an authentic fashion. This Louisiana kitchen can have you slapping the table for more. Stop by the Cajun Steamer and sign up for your Alabama, LSU, or Auburn fan card. Eat with the Cajun Steamer while your team is on TV and use your fan card to receive a 15% discount on your entire meal. With locations in Hoover, Trustful, Huntsville, and Franklin, Tennessee.